07 Citizen, and welcome back. I'm Casual, and today we'll be looking at single player Pirate Swarm in the Broken Moon, just because I like the map honestly. And we'll be looking to complete wave 10, this time with a little bit of a commentary, so the objective is not really to not die. In fact, we may die against a few of the ships at wave 7 or 10, or in between those. But the objective is more for me to explain to you a few of the strategies and tactics that I've used to be able to get to wave 10 in the first place. And hopefully this will be a bit more comprehensive in comparison to the previous video that I've put out there, which you can also see on this channel as well. That one is more of a proper run from my end. I was focused, I wasn't talking, and I was just doing the best I could. This one is more an explanation of what's going on. Our ship for today will be the Gladius that I've used on the previous run as well. Exactly the same build. And you will be able to see that build in the comments below. I will leave a link to aircool.com where you can see the full build. Now, one thing I didn't do on the previous run was to give you guys a good look at the power management. So this is something that we'll be doing now. I'm keeping my self status here, and I am putting my power management here, so you can see when I'm shooting, I'm changing the power management. You can also have a look at what's going on. And we can start. First few waves I'm not going to talk too much, because honestly this is a bunch of auroras. There's no much strategy honestly that's involved. It's more just moving towards my enemy, shoot, and they boom. That's it. Wave 6 and 7 though is where things will change. So in good fashion, whilst we have the option here where I don't have to be focused too much, we can talk. First thing I want to talk about is your G-Safe option. It's really important that you go on your menus and you turn off G-Safe. This will make your ship move a lot quicker. There is a risk that you can black out or red out, based on obviously which kind of G's you're pulling. But if you manage to get used to the fact that you can get closer, or as close as you can feel comfortable to black out and not black out, you will be a better pilot in the end, because you will learn to move quickly and effectively without necessarily having to pass out, or obviously if you pass out, then without giving your opponent a good 5-10 seconds to shoot you for free. And obviously we're in a Gladius now, but any light fighter or even heavy fighters to some extent are not able to survive at 5 to 10 second fire anyway, so you really want to be careful of this situation. Right, a lot of the tactics that we'll try and go over and discuss will be taken from a few of the videos that have been explained by a really great YouTuber and a fantastic pilot, one of the best pilots that we have, and that is Avenger One. If you don't know him, I really advise you go and have a look and check his YouTube channel. It's great content on there, and most of the strategies that I'm employing I've learned from his videos. So that is a great place to learn. And I have somewhat adopted his motto or his mindset in terms of dogfighting, which is that if trying and failing is fine, you should never avoid the situation just because you are overwhelmed or at disadvantage. You always want to take your situation heads on, and if you die, it's fine. As long as you've learned why and how you can do better in the future, that's great. It's all about getting 1% better every day until you are 100% better and 200% better, and you reach the point where you are comfortable.
Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound.
Contact.
So, we talked about G-Safe and to turn it off because it's very important. By the way, for those of you who don't know, G-Safe is in the option, under game settings, under flight. Here, G-Safe defaults on, off. And you turn that off. Now, another tactics that you want to employ is you want to pitch onto target. This is very important when you approach someone or, well, obviously an enemy ship and you're trying to shoot. You always want to move your nose up or down. That is called pitch in ship talk. And you always want to be pitching to follow your pip. The pip is obviously the projected point of impact, which is the square that I am aiming at to hit my enemy ship. Now, one thing we want to do is we want to boost up and pitch either up or down based on what the enemy is doing to get ourselves on target. This is the most efficient way to stay on target. And the fact that we are boosting up means that we are using the second most powerful thruster that we have on our ship, which is our thruster, which is the thrusters that move us up. So as long as we're going up, we are going technically quicker than our opponent based on their shape, obviously their build, and which thrusters that they're using. But if we can manage to boost upwards, pitching downwards, moving forward, and just keep on target, ideally we're using our best possible maneuvering to stay on target. So you always want to do this when you are close or close enough. For example, here 700 meters, 400, a bit too close, 600 perfect, 700, a bit too far at 900, but it's okay. It's really hard to control a small movement whilst you're fighting at these speeds. As you can see, I'm just about to pass out, but I'm holding it. And I keep shooting, and he's gone. This is the first important tactic that you will see me using a lot of the time. I approach my enemy, I pitch, boost up, shoot, and I use my forward and backwards momentum and thrusters to try and hold 700, 800, 900 meters away, because that's the distance where laser repeater with their speeds are most effective, because it doesn't matter what maneuver the enemy is doing, you will most likely hit at that distance, which means the enemy is doing the same as well. So we always trying to move in a circle around our opponent to keep ourselves away from their nose, essentially. We want to keep our nose on target and their nose off target, obviously. No surprises there. I'm sure most of you will be aware with this, or aware of this. And yes, this is the basics, basically. If you can master this, then you're doing great. Don't mind me shooting at 4 kilometers away. I'm just, messing about with this poor Aurora. Obviously, you don't want to shoot further than 1.5 kilometers, really, because otherwise your fire will be mostly ineffective. With AI, there is some margins, but generally speaking, your fire is ineffective at more than 1.5 kilometers, especially if the enemy is using our next tactics that will be explained, which is corkscrew. Now, the spiral movement or the corkscrew maneuver is simply we look at this target who's shooting us, and we are moving upward, leftward, and we are rolling right. And as you can see, most of their shots are missing. Obviously, if we don't hit a rock in the meantime or another ship, that works better. But generally speaking, this is what you want to do. And obviously you want to be aware of shield situation. Not great. Let's get some distance, some breathing room. Check. Be worse. We still have our weapon. But yeah. Speaking of hitting random ships or rocks or whatever, you really need to be aware of your vector. That's very important. It's one of the basics. I didn't there because I was talking and I didn't pay attention. But yes, this is exactly the reason why you should be aware of your vector. You always want to know where that triangle is, where that you know, those two arrows pointing at each other is. This symbol is where your ship is going. And opposite, those two arrows pointing away from each other is basically 180 degrees opposite. So these basically give you an indication of the line that you have or that you're moving on. But most importantly, this vector you really need to be aware of, because you want to have no obstacle in between you and that vector. Basically. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Every now and then when you're not sure, just have a look where that is and you are golden. Let's keep 700 meters, 800. It's gone. That's our next target. We still have shield, so we're good. 800 meters, we are too far away, so we're boosting forward. Flare. See if we can end it. Yep, that's fantastic. Next target, this guy. We're still holding shield. We're not taking damage, so we're doing great. Speech. Roll to get on target quicker. We have 45-degree angle, which is the next thing that we should talk about whilst I flare off the missiles and get behind here. I said that when you're shooting enemies, you always want to pitch, so moving up or down. There is an exception to that. If the enemy is faster than you, or you don't see it because it's behind you, what you can do is you can move a 45-degree angle. So like I'm showing you now on the screen, you can see this is 45-degree angle, and this is faster. As you can see, if I go up, this is the fastest I can go in pitch. If I go 45-degree angle, this is faster. It's a little bit harder to maneuver in combat, so be aware of that. But if you are being outmaneuvered by your opponent, that's what you do to get your nose on target and start shooting. Then we mentioned corkscrew maneuver, or spiraling maneuver, but we didn't showcase that too much. So we'll be doing that next. It's only wave 3, so we do have plenty of time to go over all the tactics. There's not many, to be honest. Well, there is a lot of tactics, but the basics one that you might want to be aware of are really not that many. We have a G-safe, we have pitch, we have a corkscrew maneuver, we have technically wave patterns, but you can get away with not using wave patterns, really. We have the 45-degree angle, which we just talked about, and the corkscrew, which I will show now because this is perfect. As you can see, I am moving backwards because the enemy is moving towards me. And what I want to do is I want to move up, I want to move left, I don't want to pass out, I want to flare off our missiles. And whilst I'm approaching, or whilst I'm retreating from the enemy, very important, this is for when you are approaching or retreating from an enemy, what you want to do is you want to move in a spiral pattern. So you move up, you move left, and you roll right. You can do the opposite, obviously. You can move right and roll left. But ideally, as you can see here, the objective is to create a spiral. You see our predictive vector here, the point where we're moving. We want to have that vector circling our opponent as much as we can. This will make very, very hard for the enemy shots to hit us. That's why this works best when you're approaching or when you are retreating, not necessarily when you are closer than 1 kilometers. Unfortunately, well, I mean, it's to be expected, really, more than unfortunately. When you're closer than 1 kilometers and you both have repeaters, you will hate each other. The spiral maneuver is not going to help you as much. It will, but not as much. So just be aware of that. Aurora is a bit squishier, so we go for that one. And then we have the Cutlass. Flare. So let's say I want to retreat. What I'm doing is go backwards, upward, left, and a roll right. And you see all the shots are missing me. Obviously what you want to be doing is also not pass out. But that's how you avoid fire when you're approaching a target or you're moving away from a target. Now, something else I'm doing now is I'm tricording, checking the vector. Obviously don't want to hit this stuff. Tricording is the fastest possible way you can move in space, which is achieved by going up, left, forward, and then boosting if you feel the need to. This will make you go from 0 to top speed in the shortest amount of time possible, and it's great if you want to evade. Now, the community of Star Citizen consider this more or less an exploit, because what happens is if you have a Gladius, which has a really good top speed, in 2, maybe 3 seconds tops, you have created so much distance between you and your enemy. We're talking about 10 kilometers distance, to which they have no answer. So if you really want to get your shield up, that's what you do. You tricord your movement, create 6, 7, 8 kilometers from between you and your opponent, and from there you just go recharge your shield, recharge your boost, whatever you need. As long as you didn't pass out whilst you were trying to get away, the enemy is really not having much of an option. No option at all, in fact, to catch up with you. So you have that tool at your disposal. Just be aware. It's not very well looked upon in PvP, but it's there to be used if you feel like you need it. At least for now, there is talk about CIG lowering combat speeds and speeds in general, which is good. But until then, this is an option that you have. And there is not much else really to talk about. One thing we can talk about is a bit more of an advanced tactics. This is when you are nose to nose with your opponent. And what happens when you're nose to nose with your opponent is obviously you wanna do a little bit of a corkscrew. See if I can dodge these missiles. Yep. Don't know if it's a bug, but sometimes missiles stick to you and no amount of flare will flare them off. This is the case, that's why I had to disengage. And when you're avoiding missiles, you wanna go one direction for a little bit, and when you see them on your radar that they approach, you want to boost up and change the direction by 90 degrees. So you pitch up, boost up, and if you can, obviously, you want to boost to have more speed onto your thrusters, or as much speed as possible to your thruster. There you go, now it works. And you should be good, you should be fine to avoid missiles coming in. Another tactics that you can use against missiles, it's flare count. You see now that I don't have a flare count. My flare count is 0. so I only shoot one flare at a time. I normally hold 3 when I'm fighting light fighter or heavy fighters, and I'm holding 6 when I'm fighting bishop with torpedoes. And I find that to be generally the sweet spot where any size 1, size 2 missiles are flared off by a set of 3 decoys, and any size 5 torpedoes are flared off by 6 flares burst. So that works fine for me, or has been with this patch as well. We are surrounded there, so I'm gonna try corner our position out. Missiles, no concern. Shield, oh, we're looking. Alright. We go backwards and see who's following us. Check out a vector, just because it's been a while now since I've checked it. Yeah? And we can engage this Cutlass who's red already, so it shouldn't be too much of a struggle. Yeah, shield's down, that's fine. And we're behind them, they're gone. Corkscrew. Try and get behind them. I didn't because my speed was too high. Try again. Slower speed this time. Boost. Perfect. 800 meters, 400, 500, that's great. Try and go around them. Hold pitch. And there you go. Boom. Try and grab that one, because I'm pretty confident I might be a little damaged here. See who's following. Well, that guy seems to be closer. Not too close, but close enough. It's a Buccaneer, so that's fine. Oh, this guy's Aurora. Now, whenever we cross our opponent's nose, what we want to do is do a 180, like I'm showing here. You boost up, so you 180 onto your opponent's nose, and you continue boosting up to basically kind of reverse your thrust and also move in a bit of a spiral, a bit of a wave pattern. This makes it really hard for your opponent to track you, especially in PvP. So what we do is we're boosting up. Well, he died, but ideally what happens is if we'll have a chance later, which I'm sure we will, we're boosting up and we see that we go above our opponent's nose, we shoot them, and then as they are tracking us, we do a 180 real quick and we keep going upwards. So what happens is they go past us with their nose. They have half a second where they are on target, and they are no longer on target after that, which is a great situation for us to be in. We want them to be on target the least amount possible, for obvious reasons. And that's pretty much it. That's all I try to employ, that's all I try to do. Try to avoid that rock, obviously. I knew the rock was there, and I thought I was far enough for which I could have just, reverse thrust away from it. But yeah, great showcase as to why you always want to be aware of your your predicted movement. And 0-0 status. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Power for you guys. You are annoying, man. You are annoying.
Stand by for reintegration.
Aegis combat assist.
Are we far away enough now? Okay.
Green.
Yeah, I know. There we go. Oh, fantastic. Well, we're not worried about dying, so that makes it a little bit easier. Come here.
Shields under fire. Shields down.
Alright, we disengage. Check the input. Lower it for the rock. Turn around. Now we should just be below that rock and not hit it. Everything goes well. Slow down because we're way too fast. That contact is closer. So we go for this guy. Gladius, it's fine. Pitch up onto target. 180. Up onto target. 180. Keep distance up onto target. 180 because he's looking at me. Don't pass out. When he's gone. Freelancer. Scarier than it seems actually. Freelancer. The Misk one especially, the one that has a shit ton of missiles. Let's see if we give them a little bit of their own medicine. 180, hold the target, pitch up, corkscrew, hold it, try and boost towards them because we went too far away, pitch on target, 180, try and hold that 900 meters or so, charge our weapons. This is perfect. This is exactly where we want to be. They try to chase us, but we're quicker. And with the repeaters is not too bad. We're too far away, obviously, but repeaters speed it's helping us to hit even just above 1 kilometers. We're behind them. Best position we can possibly be in. We're too fast, so I'm thinking we slow down and let them come towards us for a little bit. Recharge shield, recharge, boost. Okay, shield. Go forward towards them. Behind them, towards them. 600 meters, 400, that's great. Try and stay below. Avoid the turret. Too far away, we're boosting to get closer. Shoot above their nose. One corkscrew. As we approach. 45-degree angle on it. And then we pitch. 180. We stay behind them. We pitch, try not to pass out. And there you go. This is a really good showcase of on how you can combine a lot of these tactics to get through.
Contact.
But
Elite units en route.
I'm sure you all want to see Wave 7 with their very annoying, very powerful AI-controlled rhinos in the form of the constellation Andromeda. So we'll get there, and then we'll discuss fighting bigger ship. Is he gonna hit the rock? Hello? Nope. Vanguard will be using a missile. Which? What are they doing? Try and stay close, stay close. And it's gone. We may need some missiles actually. Try and get both. Yeah. Where are you? Hello, Gladius. Keep our speed just above SCM. This is the best place that we want to be in for maneuvering. We are too close. They're gonna explode, yeah.
Eliminated.
I absolutely did not pay attention to the laser. And if you were wondering, the laser does kill you. Now you know. Alright. I'm gonna shoot you this time. We really don't have, we really can't afford to waste any more lives just by being silly. So we'll be focusing on taking control of the situation here and not getting exploded, especially by melee, which can be dangerous, especially when there's a lot of them. They are very dangerous with their ballistics. Right behind them, perfect. Sure. Powered weapon, get our weapons back. Actually, I wanna go away because my boost is not looking great. Aye, reverse. The one thing at a time. Boost up. Weapon up because we're gonna shoot. The Gladius obviously has the same speed as we have, same ship, so we really have to be careful of that one. We can't escape unless we try quarter movement. Don't like that tactics too much, so I'm trying not to do it. I just wanted to explain that to you first, but I really don't wanna use these tactics. I wanna fight them as I would another player, because it's a better reflection of how you should do it. So we can avoid some movement backward. Here, no? Gladius, that's fine. Check our vector of movement. Make sure it's in between this obstacle and on top of them. We made a mistake way too many times this session, so I really need to try and showcase obviously how I'm doing it, because you know, me saying be careful on your vector and then going against a bunch of shit, it's not really a good representation. Vector, fire. We do need a missiles? Not really. Oh, we can use a missile though. So if I boost this way, I have a Merlin in my ass. It's not a great situation to be in, but it's only one, you know. Could be much worse. No, that's a constellation actually. Okay.
Missile locked.
Alright, I'm boosting to position. Forward, up, pitch. Slow down, we're going way too fast. Okay. We got rhinos on our asses, so we get the fuck out. Vector is good. Wanna hold that vector in a good spot. See if they are chasing us. I think it is. It looks like it is. Right, they got separated, that's fine. We can focus on the vanguard. Going backward, now forward.
Under fire.
Andromeda is faster than I would hope, but that's fine. We got shields, we can go away. We can be smart about this. Check vector. And we move for them. Recharge. No power. Shield. There we go. And power management. There we go. Looking good. They are not moving, so that's great. Now that I said that they're moving. Fine, they can move towards me, it's fine. They're actually not moving too fast. Right, we're all recharged and good. We have a corkscrew. Beach on.
Shields under fire.
Yeah, I know. Reverse because we're too close. That distance. Okay. Go away.
Kill.
Should I? That constellation is way too close, but it's only that one left, so gonna be relatively easy now. Grab this one. Turn around. Play use a size 3. $180. Have to be careful of those gunners.
Shield down.
Yep, we go. Check out vector. Boost. Close but not too close. And use this as cover. Recharge. Shields looking good. Boost. Looking good. And we go in again. Spiraling. Too fast. To be honest, I should have gone slower. Because now we're basically just jousting. There we go, that was good. Above them.
Shields under fire.
180 when we come across the nose. 180 when we come across the nose. And we disengage. There we go. This is a much better showcase of how you should be aware of your vector. Playing around the satellite here. I want the shield to recharge. So we'll go with a size 3 because it's a big ship. So, you know, big missiles for big ships. Boost up. Let's go slow down, behind. Careful of the turret, we shoot. 45-degree. Each shoots under fire, that's fine. We charge our weapon. Need to get closer, 600, it's fine. They have nose on us, so we go. Vector, looking good. Missiles. As we recharge. Could have been a bit slower on the approach. It would have been better, but that's fine. Worked anyway. Get the Merlins out. Always remember to destroy the Merlin that are left behind from the Andromedas.
Units en route.
Not only because they give you the repair, but because sometimes they bug you there and the next wave will not spawn because of them being around. Right, now there should be 2 constellations if I'm not mistaken. That's 1, that's 2. There should be a bunch of Merlins around them. That's a Buccaneer, that's fine. You can take this guy. Hello? Need recognition? Can get close. We're a bit too far, really. There's a lot of people here, so we are going away. Try and not to pass out. Check out a vector, not pass out, I said. Reverse. I hear him now. Yeah. Okay, so now everyone is following us, so we boost the opposite direction. So they go past us super fast, and we have time to recharge. We don't want to engage that one yet. No, that's another Andromeda. They are very far away. Could be a good occasion, actually. Could be a good opportunity here. See if there isn't any Merlin flying around. Oops. Yeah, there are. I saw 3 of them on the radar. Right, so what we want to do is we need to get the Merlin down first. And we want to separate this constellation because if they are close to each other, there's really nothing we can do about it. Try and use this satellite to confuse them a little bit, or their AI rather. Doesn't matter. Vector, how are we looking? Good. Trying to stay away from the constellation at least 5 kilometers, which means I'm really struggling to find these Merlins because I'm not gonna be able to see them on my radar. Maybe we can get this one out. Slow, follow. Weapons, come on. Okay, now we need to get away. See if he follows us. to think about who is following us, guys. Great. That's a broken here. Another Merlin. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. This guy seems isolated enough. And he's moving super fast, which is his fault. There we go. Another Buccaneer. Oh, this is our lucky opportunity here. He's alone. He's afraid. We need to charge weapon. We need to get closer as well, so a little bit of a crossbow. Close enough, slow, hold pitch. Across his nose, 180. Up. Splash. Get some repair. Do we have missiles? We have some. Oh, installation going wild there. This could be our opportunity. I don't know what happened to this poor constellation, but the turrets are trying to shoot me. It's so cute. No, I have to remember that they do have aimbot, basically. Come on, slow down, man. You can do it. They must have hit into each other, I think, the two installation. Either that or this one hit one of the satellite, I think. Oh yeah, this is another reason why you want to play close to the satellite. Close, but not too close, because you've seen I've hit them a couple of times. That wasn't necessarily fun. But as long as you're careful and you know your vector, playing around the object, playing around asteroid, rocks, satellites, any kind of objects where an enemy can potentially hit their faces against, it's great. Especially against AI. They tend to really like hitting stuff with their faces, whether that's a rock or that's you. They really like suiciding against stuff. So, situation, missile incoming. Dodge that. Vanguard, okay. Vanguard sounds good. Size 3. Not alone, so we have to be careful and not go too fast. So I want to keep the other one in my sight. Yeah, they are shooting, that's fine. Try and hold the Sentinel. Oh, the Vanguard rather. He's red. Oh, I'm chuffed right. I need to go 90 degree. Okay. Okay, slow down, recharge. It's fine. They are recharging shield, but they're red anyway. Maybe a size 3 can even do the job. A little closer. You always want to be shooting missile closer than 3 kilometers if you really want them to hit. this, and then you can shoot as well.
Shields under
There
fire.
you go. And then who's the other one? Gladius. Yeah. Go for a quick repair. See what the Gladius is doing. Okay, not much, that's fine. Slow down, I don't want to hit that rock. Slow down. Reverse.
Elite
And he's
units
gone.
eliminated.
Hey, fantastic.
Contact. Elite units en route.
Last wave, the hardest one. Merlin, yes, you wanna prioritize every single Merlin that you see. They absolutely need to be destroyed as quickly as possible. They are really dangerous. They are what makes you lose this run at this point, at wave 10, basically. What happens is you have some help, some AI friendlies, and what they do is they engage the Merlin. We need to go away. The Hammerhead doesn't like us. Check vector. Great. So as I was saying, what you really want to do is you really want to stay away from the Hammerhead. Focus these guys, the Merlins, because you have friendlies that will help you kill the Hammerhead. But what happens is the Merlins will kill all of your friendlies, and then you are alone with the Hammerhead, and that's a position that you really don't want to be in. If you're alone with the Hammerhead, you're pretty much lost. The Hammerhead in Arena Commander, with no desync, virtually no lag between you and them. The AI is really good, especially with gyro, quad, rhino repeaters. It's just not something that you can face. They are good, they are strong, and they have aimbot. So your light fighter, it's really not surviving any more than 3 seconds full out against the Hammerhead. So what we do is we clean the Merlin as a priority, so they don't kill our friendlies, and our friendlies take fire from the Hammerhead, which will then obviously means that they are firing at them and not at us, and then we can casually stroll up, stay around 1.5 kilometers, and just help them chipping away the shields at the hull until the Hammerhead is dead. In some circumstances, your friendlies are good enough to which you don't even have to help them. Sometimes they just single-handedly kill the Hammerhead on their own. I am not sure why or what's the scenario in which this happens. I think it's because sometimes the Hammerhead hits like a satellite, a rock or something. And that is the reason why. Not sure. Well, I think that is the reason. Merlin, where are you? Close. Hello? Ah, too fast. Way too fast. It's okay, it's okay. It's not necessarily true. We can deal with this. Yeah. Hammerhead behind me, I read... Oh, that's a Merlin. Hello? He is next to the Hammerhead, but he's moving towards me, so that's good news. Maybe we can even one-shot it with a size 2. No, it's fine. He's moving towards us. It's okay, we can just shoot him down. I mean, it's a Merlin. Slow down. We don't want them to joust with us. It doesn't matter if we both shoot at each other straight. Go. Great. We got reinforcement in. All Merlins down, I think. So the only thing left is our hammer. And it's gone. And here we go, that's how you do it. We did die. couple of times, and that was for pretty silly reasons, but let's recharge our shields. Our shield just down. Shield just permanently down. That's fine. And yeah, those are the strategies. You always want to aim in pitch. The exception is 45 degrees sometimes better. You always want to manage your power triangle at 100% increment. You always want 100% in whatever you're using, because 100% gives you an extra bonus.
Eliminated.
Anyway, and we're done. Corkscrew or spiraling maneuver if you're approaching or moving away from the target. You want to do wave patterns. You want to, when you come across your opponent's nose, you want to do a 180 and hold your upward thrusters. And everything I've explained here, it's also available on Avenger 1 YouTube channel, which you will see at the end of this video. It will pop up as a suggestion. And yes, please go check him out. And this is the strategy that I've learned from him. This is what I use. And this is how I complete Pirate Swarm. Ideally with no deaths, but more realistically speaking, sometimes you will die just because it's an hour fight. And in an hour fight, you will make some mistakes, like you've seen I've done. I'm not ashamed of those. I said that before. The important is that you learn from your mistakes and you get better. And at that point, it's really good to make mistakes if you can learn from them. That's the caveat. Alright, everyone. 07 Citizen, Casual here, signing out.